Good morning, welcome to TERRA at Home. I'm here with Colleen Zimmerman from TERRA, and it's time of year for sure to get ourselves growing, right?
Definitely,
to get this garden started,
sure.
and we have some new systems here that we want to talk about today.
Yes, this is a great new system. It's European design, so it's very clean lines. So gone are the days with the cheapy plastic trays and the, the ugly tops. These ones, you can sit them on your countertop or on your windowsill, and they just look wonderful. And it's all modular, so everything fits together.
That's the cool part. So we were saying that this here, you have the two larger containers, but you can also take 4 smaller ones and they fit in here as well.
Yep, you can fit 2 of the window boxes in here. You can fit 4 of the smaller ones, or 1 big one, 2 small ones. And then this is a working tray, so there's no drainage in this, so it's not going to mess up your counter.
So these come out and then
each of these.
Awesome, look at that.
So you can use that just as a work tray as well.
Okay, very cool. All right, that's great. Okay, so tell me how this all works. But for people, because there are some people that do this every year when they're at the start of the season to kind of get their seeds started. But exactly how does this all work for people?
The great thing for starting seeds is you can have a ton more varieties than what you can usually find already grown. So you can find like some very different things, like you can grow your own edamame, which is very trendy right now. You can also have some fun with your kids. And so these are just some fun seeds. So you can grow like pumpkins or sunflowers or scarlet runner beans, but they just give them fun names like Jack's beanstalk and things like that. So it's really great to get the kids involved, because then they can see it growing and then they can appreciate it more. And then when it comes harvest time, then they're more likely to eat it. Yeah,
it's true. It's whenever you get your kids involved and they're right in there, that really is. It does really make a lot of sense, right? Whether it's making their own lunches or again planting seeds. And we were talking, you can get your kids out in the garden so early. Get them started on this, and again, it's all about, wow, look at what I did. I helped, mom or dad make this happen. Yep. Right? And then as you're saying, some of those ones, like those particular seeds, you really see something grow quite quickly.
Exactly.
Right? So.
Yeah. And that's what the great thing about the kids' seeds is that they're larger seeds, so they're easier for them to handle with their small fingers. Okay. As well as they do germinate and they grow a little bit faster.
Okay. All right. So we're actually going to put one of these together, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So to start off with, you can either use pots in here or you can put soil directly in. So we're going to do the direct in soil today. So I'll just dump in some soil, and with the tray there, I can do this on my kitchen table and not get too much dirt all over everywhere.
Yeah, I love this idea. This is great. And this is the thing, because you are doing this in your house.
Exactly. So after a long winter, it's great.
So you're using a special soil?
Yeah, this is a seed starting mix, so it's very lightweight. It usually has perlite in it, just to keep the water and the air in there, so it doesn't get too compacted, but it's just a lighter weight.
Oh, it smells so nice to smell dirt.
I know.
It's such a funny thing, but we miss that smell.
And you can either take your whole package of seeds and just sprinkle it over the top, and then the whole thing will just grow. You can also grow, these are great for condos or small spaces too, so you don't need an outdoor garden per se. Right. This is a seed tape.
Remember I was talking about these last year?
Yes.
What a great idea. So the seeds are laid out.
They're already spaced.
Yes.
And all you have to do with this is just lay it on top. I'm just going to rip it off here as long as I need it. Kind of nestle it in, and then just lightly cover it up, because this is lettuce, so I'm going to have a little row of lettuce in here. But just lightly cover it up, not too much, just so that you don't see it.
Okay, then we can tip that up. So it's just laid under here.
So you can just see that it's right there.
Okay.
And then as you water it, this is just like a tissue or something. So when you water it, then that will just biodegrade. It
just breaks down.
And the seeds will sprout right through it. So that's not a problem either.
And again, because of the spacing, then you don't have to worry about
Exactly.
That's fast.
Yes. And you can also get, this is, I talked about these last year too. These are the little basil. So you can do them, you could do this in a 4-inch pot, or you could do like little spots of different herbs in here too.
Oh, neat. I love that.
And then you can also grow some fun things. We also have like some great container mixes, so they're dwarf varieties that don't get very big. Okay. So then there's like tomatoes and zucchinis and different things like that, or you can even grow your own organics. So we have organic seeds as well, just up front there.
Okay, okay. And that's actually nice as well. So so you've planted this now, and how often are you going to have to water this again?
You want to keep it moist, so when you first water it, you can either use like a mister, like a mist bottle. Right. Or you can just lightly water it, but you just don't want to uncover the seeds too much. Okay. So this is Swiss chard, and these are like rainbow Swiss chard, and this is another organic one. So it's nice when you're growing at home, you can grow your own organics. And then for this one, I'm just going to put just take my finger and make a little bit of a row here.
Okay, I'll just do it up.
And just sprinkle the seeds in.
Okay.
And this is the same way that you do it if you were planting it directly in your garden too.
Right, exactly.
just like a little miniature garden inside.
But it gives you, again, a little bit of a head start. And obviously, again, if you're planting herbs, this can just, you can keep this like this all the time.
Definitely.
Keep your herbs, and you always have access to fresh herbs without even having to go to a garden. Right?
And especially the windowsill one, you can put it right on your windowsill and just keep harvesting through. Another great thing, you can also use these for your microgreens, like your sunflower sprouts or any types of sprouts that you grow too, and you just kind of keep harvesting them and then they'll keep growing.
So that's like a perfect little haven for them just in there, isn't it?
Yes. And then after you've planted them, give them a little bit of moisture. Then we also have lids.
Okay.
So then the lid goes on top, and there's a vent up here.
Yes.
So initially, when they're still sprouting, you want to keep that vent closed to keep the moisture in, and then acts like a little greenhouse.
Right.
And then as things start sprouting, you kind of keep an eye on it, and you can open it just a little bit to let some of the moisture out, because you don't want it too moist, otherwise the plants may rot off. So
okay, all right, makes sense.
It just get the air circulation, and once they grow big enough, then you can take the lid right off.
And let them continue to grow. Then obviously we're waiting, as we make our way through the season, to take timing-wise to get them out and plant them into our garden at that point, which, as we know, we're not allowed to do until after
usually the May 24th weekend, until all signs of frost are gone.
Okay.
The other benefit, too, with that time of year is that the soil is usually warmed up.
True enough, right? So you're
so it's
only,
grow better.
and again, they're sitting in this perfect little place right now inside your home. They're well protected. You don't want to take away all that great growth that we had, you know, and that perfect little environment, and throw them outside too early just because you're excited.
Exactly. And otherwise you'll be doing it again.
You'll be doing it all over again. So all of this, so that's the cool part about this, is that you, again, have an opportunity to get a bit of a head start on your garden, right? And versus, you know, because we know our season's so short, and we're trying to get so much grown in our garden so quickly. So something like this gives you an opportunity to do so. It's actually a really great idea. What do you have soaking in here over here?
This is another option, especially if you're going to be transplanting and using this as a starter greenhouse. These are called peat pellets. Okay. So it's basically just compressed peat moss that you can use and just line the bottom of one of these things.
Okay.
So you soak them in water first, and then they just kind of puff up like this.
Oh, cool.
And then there's a little hole in the center, and then you can just pop a couple seeds in there, and it'll go from there.
Amazing.
And the other thing that you can do with these too is start cuttings. So this is just a piece of ivy. Just pop it right in there, and then you can put it inside your little greenhouse.
Inside there, and that's
gonna sprout.
I love this. This is amazing. And it's amazing how plant life just knows what to do, right? You just give it the proper environment, and it's
not hard.
No, it's not hard at all. Easy. And we have a lot of seeds here right now. We have a lot to choose from.
Anything you can imagine.
That's the cool part, right? So people like to venture out, maybe try something different. And again, having the ones for kids as well. Get your kids involved, get their hands dirty. So start off with this indoors, and it gets us all ready for the season to come. Of course, our favorite, most people's favorite season of summer. That's oh so short. And then, you know, away you go, and you have yourself a garden.
And there's also a kit too, like, so you don't have to think about which pieces you need. There's a kit that comes with the top, the bottom of the tray, and it also comes with some really cool little plant stakes too.
So you know what you have.
Label where you planted it.
That's always good. This is just foolproof. I love it. Thanks so much, Colleen. We'll be back with more Terra at Home. When I dream in color. When I think of color, I think of Terra. Make your dreams come true at Terra, where color lives.
Heritage Perennials. Look for us in the blue pots.
Welcome back to Terra at Home. I'm here with Jade Jamison on Locke Street in Hamilton, and we are at Damsel Boutique and Beauty Bar, and this is your store, right?
It is.
How did this come to be for you?
I actually opened it with one of my girlfriends, and I went to school for marketing of fashion. She went to school for business management, so we collaborated together. Nice. We both have a passion for fashion, and we love Locke Street. So.
Yeah, it's a good spot, right? It's nice. It's been really developing and changing, and we're getting kind of a little bit of everything along Locke Street now, right? So
yeah, it's been very good to us so far.
Yes, it's good. Well, it's great because it's officially spring, and so we love to talk about the trends for spring and for summer to come. And obviously, being in your stores, it's a good example for us today to show off some wonderful clothing on models as well, and to get an idea. So, what are we seeing in terms of some of the trends for spring right now?
A lot of the trends for spring are denim, pops of color like neons, chartreuse, and also a lot of color blocking.
Okay, so the color blocking thing's still happening.
Definitely.
Which is good. We always love when we have certain clothes that we've invested in, pieces that we can carry them through a couple of seasons, right? We can take them because you like love this piece and it's not in anymore or something is never fun, right? So, okay, so we have some models we're actually going to show off some of your pieces today, right?
Yes, we do.
All right, so let's bring our first model out. And so tell me a little bit about this outfit.
Our first model is Lexa. She's wearing the denim boyfriend jeans, which are a little bit loose fit, very comfortable, and a paneled shirt made by Kane, which goes with the whole denim look. And of course, the knit top is a very light material, so it's easy to go from day to night.
And that's actually a good transitional piece to that top, right? From the cool temperatures of spring when you can still get away with it. One of those tops you could almost wear all year round if you wear layers with it, right? Because it is such a light knit. What's interesting about that top is the way it has that little underlay, that denim piece that falls below it, right?
Perfect, yes. It makes it a little bit more unique. It's easy to go with something simple, but just a little bit of edge or something unique to make it stand out from your plain knit white shirt.
Exactly. And also with the boyfriend jeans, so they're still happening.
Definitely.
Noticing the rises are getting a little bit higher as well in some of the pants these days.
For sure. The boyfriend jean is a little bit higher rise, so it's comfortable. It is made to be a little bit more loose fitting, so you don't feel like you need to squeeze into your jeans. It's comfortable all day, and you can wear it casually, or you can wear it out at night with a nice heel.
That's the cool part about them, right? Is that you can wear them with a heel, and you can and you're comfy at the same time, as you said.
Definitely.
Very good. Okay, thank you. That's awesome. Very good. So that's a good look. So we know denim's happening for spring, and then so tell us about this look.
Our next look is color blocking done on a very tailored blazer made by Navin. The blazer has a nice little peplum detail at the waist, so it's very complimenting to every body type. Anybody of any size can wear that, from petite to a little bit more mature. And the blazer will definitely stay in your closet for a long time because it is a black and white. It's never going to go out of style. You can wear it from different seasons, and don't be afraid to invest.
That's the best part about, as you're saying, with black and white. Really, it is one of those things that can carry through the season, and it really never goes. It's not like you're talking about the neons, which will come and go, right?
Yeah, so that's a little bit more of a trend. This is more of a staple piece.
And you know, we're looking even at, say, her necklace, for example, and jewelry right now. What are we seeing in trends with jewelry?
With jewelry, it's a little bit chunkier. We do have a lot of mixing and matching, so don't be scared to mix your silvers with your golds. It's not faux pas anymore. Everybody kind of...
That's so fun, though. That's so much better, too, because you're not limited within your wardrobe and what you have. Just throw it all together.
Definitely. Don't be afraid to change it up.
Okay, very nice.
Our next dress is modeled by Jessica. This is a very standout piece if you're going to wear it for nighttime. Again, it's keeping with the trend on neon. This color, chartreuse, is one of the most popular colors for the season. It has a nice detail zipper at the back, and with the detail on the neck, you don't have to add a necklace. It's already done for you.
That's the good part. And a lot of times people aren't sure what to do with their jewelry, right? When you're wearing, especially if you have something around your neck, like, what do I do? Do I still wear something on my wrist? How big should my earrings be? But you can see that there's a real mix and match. With her zipper at the back, there is that gold in there, right? So
yeah, so we paired a nice gold earring with it. Again, you can wear it with the earring or without. Even just the dress how it is with no accessories at all. The color and the detail alone is a nice little standout piece.
And the black shoes look very nice with that color too, right? Black is very, very nice with that color.
Definitely, and it ties in with a beaded neck piece.
I like her hair too. Hair is good. Hair is good. And you know what? Actually, that's the trend right now with hair too, right? Is seeing that sort of that crunched up at the back of the nape of the neck, and again, but still kind of loose and fun and
loose, flowy, a little bit undone. So yeah, it works very well. That dress is. How could I say it fits a lot of different body types.
Yeah, because it's not perfectly fitted.
Yeah. It's loose flowing. You don't have to be scared of your bust size or waist because everything kind of just drapes and falls nicely.
It's true. It's kind of a little bit sort of reminiscent of the 60s, right? Where a lot of the dresses were like that, where they were shorts, you could show off your gams, but you know, you still were able to feel comfortable in something like that. Very nice. Okay, so let's talk about your store, and again, you know, as you're bringing in fashions, and what is your style here? Would you say? I mean, how much of are you following all current trends, or are you trying to have some traditional pieces, some just sort of those makeshift pieces that are always there? Talk about your style a little bit here.
We try to bring in pieces that will be staples for your closet. So. Pieces that you're going to carry from season to season, as well as bringing in trendy pieces that a lot of the fashionistas are into. So they're looking for what's in the magazines, what's hot now, but we try to mix and match everything, so there's something for everybody here.
And one thing we're noticing a lot of clothing with script on it. It has a lot of just really funny, some very sarcastic sayings, different things like that. That's sort of a thing right now, isn't it?
Definitely. The graphic tee is very big right now. In sweaters, t-shirts, tank tops, you'll see it all season long. Not just this season coming up, but next season again. And just have fun with it. You can wear it casually around your house, or you can
maybe not to the office.
Probably
because
not
some of it is a little questionable.
Yeah, but definitely have fun with it. Don't be scared. If you want to try it out, they're all over the place, and just have fun.
And still seeing a lot of the sweatshirts as well, too, right?
Yeah, for sure.
It's kind of fun too. And again, it's so cool how you can take a sweatshirt and dress it up somehow too, as well.
Yeah, throw a necklace on with it, and your leggings and a sweatshirt, you're good to go. Your jeans.
A big giant animal face is still on the things as well.
Definitely.
Well, thank you for allowing us to come into your space. This was fun, and thanks to the models as well. And again, just I'm sure that summer will bring us even more adaptation from what we were seeing, and then hopefully maybe we can come back for a visit in the fall and see how things are going.
That'd be fabulous.
All right, thank you so much,
Thank
Jade.
you.
All right, again, we're going to have more Terra at Home right after this quick break. Please stay with us. When I dream in color. When I think of color, I think of Terra. Make your dreams come true at Terra, where color lives.
You've sat under them and built forts in them. You've swung from them and fell out of them. You've even fallen in love under them. Trees have always held a special place in our hearts and memories. A natural beauty, trees will grow with you and your family and bring color and nature into your world. For your assurance of quality, look for trees and shrubs with the Medallion plant tag. Medallion plants, locally grown, the pride of Niagara.
Good morning, welcome back to Terra at Home. We're here with Chef Mark from La Piazza Allegra in Hamilton, and we love having you on our show.
Thank you.
Always make very yummy food for us, some good, warm, tummy, kind of cozy food. So what are we making today?
Today we're going to do risotto, but what I thought I'd do is we'll do a tricolor risotto, and of course we're going to stick with the Italian theme, so we're going to do a red, white, and a green risotto.
Oh, that's nice.
Now, what's nice about this, the way we're starting, is this is a good way to do risotto at home when you're throwing a dinner party and stuff like that, because a lot of people, you know, that's one of the dishes they stay away from because it's time consuming at the stove. With this, what you can do is you can start it off like we did here, which is just putting it into a pan with some onions, a little bit of stock, bringing it about halfway, and then turning it off, and then letting it cool, and then you just continue on like we're about to do.
So this is a good prep ahead. So this is something you can do the day before, and then not have to worry. That's a good step. Because you're right, and people love risotto. It's actually, you know, once you get past that stage, as you say, it's a great thing to have. It's generally a crowd pleaser, so it's just time consuming. Okay, good.
So, and then what you can do, it also gives you the ability of making 3 different flavors at the same time because you already have the base started. So what we have here, I have my skillets warmed up, and I just put a little bit of olive oil in the bottom of these pans just to help it from sticking. And then we're going to dish out some of the risotto.
And I was thinking when you were going to be making tricolor risotto that I thought, wow, that just seems like a lot of effort. But as you say, you've got the basic stages, the foundation's there, and then it's just addressing each one.
Exactly. Yep. Now, the key to risotto, and this is where a lot of people make mistakes, is whenever you're using stock, when you add your stock, it should be hot. A lot of people put it in while it's cold, and what happens is it stops the cooking process and then starts, and it breaks down the rice.
Right, okay.
Where by doing it this way, we can continue cooking it. You're not cooling it down at all.
Now, what kind of stock did you say it was?
This one is a vegetable stock.
That's a vegetable one,
yeah.
okay.
Now, you can make vegetable stock several different ways. The way we did it here, we did it with white onions, so it's nice and clean and clear. Okay. And then
do you find these days in the restaurant you're using vegetable stock a lot more because of vegetarians?
We do.
That way you can easily appease them, right?
Exactly.
Without having to worry.
So unless we're making something specific with fish or chicken, we definitely use vegetable stock for 90% of our cooking. Okay. So what we're going to do is we'll turn up the heat a little bit on these, and then we're just going to stir them around. And what you're doing is you're really getting the starches out of the rice itself. Okay. So you want to keep, it's not a constant stir, but from time to time, you know, just mix it around, get it moving. And then as it dries out, then you start adding in a ladle at a time of stock.
Okay.
We have some salt, so we're going to salt them all.
Now, I know a lot of times when you're in a restaurant and then you're ordering risotto, they ask for extra time because of the cooking process. So, you know, if you were to do this from scratch, cooking the risotto, how long does it take to prepare?
It's about 40 minutes.
Yes, that's what I thought.
Yeah,
okay.
Depending on the volume that you're doing, but you're still looking at about, you're looking at about 40 minutes or so. Yeah, they'll ask for extra time because it is one of those things that you really can't rush. You don't want it boiling. You're not boiling the rice. You want something that is, you know, simmering like this, so that it does have time to break down and get the starches out of it.
And you have to have that right texture, just that perfect texture, right?
You do.
As well for the risotto.
It still should be al dente, very similar to when you're cooking like pasta. Okay. So, what I put in, I have the salt, and then I added white pepper. So instead of using the dark black pepper and changing the color, you go with white pepper on that. The white one, simple. We're going to put butter and cheese in that at the end. Okay. That's where you're going to get your white.
Okay.
The green one, we're going to get from pesto. So we have some fresh basil pesto here.
This is great though, because it shows a lot of variation in what you can do with having a base of risotto. You can go crazy. You can do anything.
Exactly.
Possibilities are endless. As you say, just like having a pasta, really.
We do, you know, on any given night, we can have 5, 6 pans on with 6, 7 different kinds of flavors of risotto, for anything from squashes to any of these that you see. Beet risotto goes over really well.
Oh, so how do you do, are you putting in pureed beet, or are you putting in like chunks of beet?
We do pureed beet, so we roast them first. Roast them first and get the, you know, the sugars out and stuff.
Yes.
So then what we do is you continue mixing your risottos around. You can see the colors coming through. This is where your flavor. The only thing you have to be careful with, especially when you're doing the pesto one, is you have some cheese in there already. So it has a little bit of salt in that.
Right.
So you just got to watch your salt content on that one. This one over here, we use our tomato sauce. This is the tomato sauce that we make at the restaurant. And that's where I'm going to get the red from.
Okay. So that's what's great about, you know, for people at home as well, having a freezer. If you're able to, you have your homemade sauce, you have homemade basil pesto.
That's right.
You could pull all these out and you can make this yourself quite easily.
That's right. It is, like I said, risotto is one of those things that people do shy away from because of the time that's involved. But, you know, it is, once you figure it out, once you have, like I said, a base done, it's a really, really simple thing to make. And it, like you said, it's a crowd pleaser. Everybody loves it.
It is. It's just
it's good comfort food.
It is good comfort food. Absolutely.
There we go.
So is this something that you do, this dish, in your restaurant, the tricolor sometimes? Have
No.
you done this before? Now, you're going to put all three of these together, right?
Yeah, we're going to put them all on the plate.
All right.
When we go to plate them, we're going to put them all on the plate. And then, you know, if you're Italian, go this way. If you're Irish, we'll flip it the other way. So,
So, yeah, you go.
so depending on what
So that works
household.
for you and me right here.
There you go. Yeah, and you can see, now this one here seems to be cooking a little quicker, so I'm just going to switch these two burners,
Okay.
especially because it has the tomato sauce, so it's going to take a little bit longer.
Okay, and it's all about, it's funny when if you were actually trying to time these to put them all together, you really, I think that's a hard thing for people in the kitchen is timing their food, especially if they have guests and they're entertaining and they're having a glass of wine and they're talking and, you know, sometimes timing is a little difficult to get it all out at the right time for everybody.
That's the hardest part about throwing any sort of dinner party or anything that you want to do at your house. It's the timing. I mean, the food itself, it's fairly simple stuff. But getting the timing down, that's where most people tend to struggle with.
Right. So I noticed you put a little bit extra stock in there, so you're just kind of making sure that you have just enough to probably cook it down, right?
That's right.
So
You
you're just adding...
don't want it boiling. You want it so that there's just enough stock that you can see around the outside like this. And then just like I said, you keep on stirring it and make sure that the starches start coming out. And once we add that butter or that Parmesan cheese, you're going to really see that creaminess come out of the risotto, which is exactly what we're looking for.
All right, so that's what we'll do. We're going to head off to break right now. We'll come back and we'll finish this all up. When I dream in color. When I think of color, I think of Terra. Make your dreams come true at Terra, where color lives. Welcome back to Terra at Home, and finishing up our risotto here with Chef Mark from La Piazza Allegra, and time to add the butter.
Yeah, we're adding the butter.
Okay.
So unsalted.
All right.
Always buy unsalted butter.
Yes, that way you can control what you're doing with, in terms of adding your seasoning, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
So we're going to add some butter into all three of them, and then we have some grated Parmesan cheese. We're going to add some to that one, to that one.
This takes up the lightness notch, doesn't it?
Yeah, it just went up a bit,
but still oh so good.
This is where the creaminess comes from. This is where you're going to get that nice flavor and that nice color out of it. And you need the butter. It's just one of those steps that you just can't skip in risotto.
Well, that's the thing. So there are certain dishes where you just can't sacrifice, right?
No.
You can't really look for a low-fat version. There are certain things you can do in some, but...
So
all right,
what I'm going to do is
where
I'm
our
going to place
tricolor comes
this, first this one.
Okay. So as you're doing this, I'll just remind you that we can find these recipes on our website at terragreenhouses.com, and you can give it a try. And again, just some really good tips on doing that, you know, preparing the risotto ahead of time, you know, half cooking. That's a great tip for a lot of people, and maybe bring people to the kitchen to actually make risotto because they're not afraid.
Exactly. It will
spending
help.
hours in the kitchen.
Yeah. And then we have the red. And then, of course, we're going to throw a little bit of parsley on this just because it's...
Wow. That's awesome.
Because it looks nice.
That's fun.
So
and again, so many possibilities when it comes to risotto and the things that you can do, the different types of sauces, and just be creative, right? Because obviously, you know, you can start adding, you know, proteins and shrimp and vegetables and different types of things, but that's just a very nice looking plate.
Yeah, and like I said,
so good.
Italian or Irish, depending on which way you want to flip.
That's right, depending on what angle we're looking at it here, so that works out for us. Thank you again for having you on the show. I love it. It's awesome. We have some really good recipes and something very approachable for everybody else as well at home. That's it for now. Have yourself a great weekend. When I dream in color. When I think of color, I think of Terra.
Make your dreams come true at Terra, where color lives.